All right, I think it's safe to do the intro. Anyway, greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and well, welcome to the new Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we're finally back in the Assassin's Creed series. If you haven't read the title, we are doing Assassin's Creed 3, the one I've personally been waiting to get to, because Assassin's Creed 3 is my personal favorite of the entire franchise. And this is probably the point in the series a lot of people started to not really enjoy the series. I know a lot of people say that the next game in the series, Assassin's Creed 4, is the best game. But personally, I actually really love Assassin's Creed 3 more. But I'll get into my opinions of Assassin's Creed 4 when we do Assassin's Creed 4. Probably not for a long time because it is a very beefy game. And I still need to figure out how I want to approach that one specifically. Not that this game's not beefy either. There is a lot to this game too, but we'll be getting into all of the new stuff that happened. But yeah, the Ezio trilogy is over, by the way. We are done with Ezio. No more Ezio for the rest of the series. So if you're wondering what happened to Ezio, he died. Like, literally, he's dead. I mean, because we are actually going to a new era of Assassin's Creed and of history. We're going to the American Revolution. If you couldn't tell by the aesthetic of the Assassin's Creed 3 logo, we are doing the, what should we call it? We are in, we're going to be going to America. America! Fuck yeah! But, and by the way, if you're wondering what version of Assassin's Creed 3 I'm using, I'm actually using the Assassin's Creed 3 remaster for the PS4, but I am playing off my PS5. I do have the original version. I was considering doing the original on the PC, but there was just there was some things I did a test run for a little bit, and there were just some things about it that bothered me, and so I just kind of went with the easier accessed version I have, which was this one. So we're going to be using the PS4 version. So I'm going to create a new profile. I'm just going to delete this one because I think that was I originally started recording this Let's Play, I want to say, like last year. But I ended up stopping midway through. I didn't even upload anything yet because of... I don't remember why I stopped. I think it was just because I just lost motivation to do it. So we're just going to start a new game. So I don't get confused, I'm just going to label it TGC.
Used to be when people talked about the end of the world, we locked them up. Or laughed them off. Sometimes both. But we never took them seriously. Maybe we should have. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Better to start at the beginning, with the abduction of Desmond Miles, my son. This boy had no ambition, no direction, no plans for the future. What he did have was a heritage, one he chose to deny. It nearly cost him his life. He was captured and imprisoned. Those who took him believed he could help them find something. The apple. One of several artifacts we call Pieces of Eden. Bits of ancient technology scattered across the globe. Some hidden, some found, all of them dangerous. Most are held by a single group, the same group that now had Desmond. You know them as Abstergo Industries. We know them as the Templars, as the enemy. We've been fighting them for thousands of years, even longer if you believe the stories of their origins. I do. After all, I've seen the truth. That's the beauty and the horror of the Animus. A device that allows us to enter and experience the lives of our ancestors. It holds the power to change everything, to show us history the way it really happened. Up until its creation, to the victor went the spoils, went the truth. We're trying to fix that, to free minds and bodies both. But there's only so much that we can do. And the Templars have the upper hand these days. But something larger than the Assassins and Templars is approaching. Bigger than all of us. And if we can't find a way to stop it, these next few weeks will probably be our last. Everyone's last. In the end, it all comes down to him. To Desmond. Through the Animus, he discovered his heritage, explored the lives of his ancestors, and uncovered their secrets. When that was done, he trained. He used another ancestor to provide decades of experience in the span of a few days. It worked. We think. We hope. Soon, though, soon we'll know. That ominous date fast approaches, December 21st, 2012. None of us knows what it'll bring, only that this is where they want us to be when it does. They've been guiding us in their own fractured, frustrating way. These voices from the first civilization, the ones who came before, a precursor race of immense power and uncertain motives. They're the ones who made the pieces of Eden. This is where they've led him, and through him, us. He stands at the entrance to this long-lost place, armed with the knowledge of Altair and the abilities of Ezio. He holds in his hands the apple of Eden, and we stand at his side, ready to support him however we can. His name is Desmond Miles, and he has brought us to the end.
All right. So yes, just like every other Assassin's Creed game, they gave us a bit of a, or not every other Assassin's Creed game, at least every game up to and onward, they gave us a little recap cutscene to, show us, what happened in the events of last game. And really, this one kind of did a really good job catching everyone up in terms of what's happening. So just to let you know, basically what's going on here is that, it's the year 2012, like, the thing about Assassin's Creed 3 is that they really banked hard on the apocalypse that was happening the year Assassin's Creed 3 came out. Because back in 2012, if any of you remember this, I kind of forgot about that kind of shit. Everyone was thinking the world was going to end on the December 21st, 2012. And Assassin's Creed 3 kind of ran with that for a little bit. And so Desmond, after the events of Assassin's Creed Revelations, has finally woken up. And he has now arrived to this location, which is a vault from the first civilization, because they were using them to prevent the end of the world. And the voices, I think it was Jupiter, Juno, and Minerva, they all just guided him to this location. And essentially, that's what we're doing. We're just here to prevent the end of the world here, because... But yeah, Desmond was knocked out for it was a couple months, I want to say, if I remember right. But and then just immediately have him doing this. And this is also the kind of the point in the story where I think this is really the game where the modern storyline really kind of takes priority at times. Because I'm trying to say there's a lot more modern cutscenes than there were in all the other games so far. There's even missions for Desmond to go through in this game, but we won't be seeing any of those for a while. But first oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, I do want to mention, and this is... We're most likely going to see a few glitches throughout this game, because for one, we were going to see glitches in the original Assassin's Creed 3, because Assassin's Creed 3 in particular was notorious for being the buggiest game out of every game so far. But the remaster somehow managed to make that a little bit worse. I didn't run into anything too crazy when I first played the remaster when I got it, because... I didn't, the only thing I really remember running into back when I first got the remaster was, I believe it was, Achilles' textures didn't load properly, or whatever, however you phrase it, because it looked like Achilles only had a head. He didn't have a body. I don't remember what cutscene it was. I probably will when we get to that cutscene, but I do remember it was a main story cutscene. I know that for a fact. But that was really the only glitch that I ran into that really just kind of broke the game. I didn't run into anything else. But we'll see. But I know I probably make a lot of people's eyebrows raise when I tell them that Assassin's Creed 3 is my favorite, because there are some structural things that a lot of people didn't like about Assassin's Creed 3. And the big one is actually we're about to approach it now. We're actually about to play as a character who wasn't really marketed in the original game. And because you know, you never see, I don't believe you see this character. I don't remember if you ever see Haytham in trailers. Maybe you do. I don't remember seeing him in trailers though. But I remember a lot of people did not like the Haytham sequences, because it's actually two of them. You spend a pretty good chunk of time setting up becoming an assassin. You know, because that was one thing in the Assassin's Creed series that really wasn't an issue, was that usually you got to your assassin stuff relatively quickly. Assassin's Creed 1, you started off as Altair, who had most of his upgrades. He lost them all because he got stabbed in the stomach, but then, you know, you spent the whole game gaining upgrades to do that. Assassin's Creed 2, Ezio gets his assassin uniform within a couple hours, and, you know, slowly but surely learns more abilities related to assassins. And then Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you just start off where you left off with Ezio, and then same thing for Revelations. You know, you just start off from the beginning. But here, you play as a whole different character for like 2 sequences, I want to say. And then you play as a young Connor for about 2 hours. And then you play as, and then, you know, you get your assassin uniform, and you can basically fuck around and be an assassin. And, you know, most people, you know, didn't like that because...
Visiting Constantinople, we picked up a software update
Oh.
for the Animus. I'd like to run a couple of quick tests, make sure there aren't any major issues.
All right. What do you need me to do?
We'll start simple. Walk to the marker over there.
So apparently I already unlocked the Animus hacks, even though you were supposed to unlock those after the game ends, but I guess I unlocked them now. Anyway, so yes, we're actually going to be going through our tutorial first, because the thing about Assassin's Creed 3 is that they changed how you control, because in all honesty, it's a lot easier to control Desmond, Haytham, and Connor in this game, because they kind of streamlined the free running. So instead of having to the body mechanic, the legs, arms, and head buttons are gone. Kind of. They're still there. Like, you could still see them on the HUD right there. You know, and the functions of each respective button is still there to some extent. You know, X is still your leg button. Square is still your punch button. Circle is your empty hand button, and triangle is your head button. You know, those are, you know, they're still functionally the same there, but no, you don't have to hold the X button anymore to go into free run. All you have to do is just hold the R2 button and the analog stick in whatever direction you want to go, and yada yada yada, you can climb. And climbing is a lot more automated.
These are optional objectives that raise your synchronization rate. All right, Desmond, follow the on-screen instructions and kill the 2 Templars.
And yes, they did bring optional objectives back in the form of constraints, which, you know, they're exactly the same. But this time around, they actually did make the optional objectives a little harder, because now some missions can have multiple optional objectives, and if you miss it, you have to start. And the thing is you have to get them all in. Oh shit! You have to get them all in one go, or you have to start the whole mission, or, you know, you have to do the whole mission again, you know, and do it perfectly. So if you're wondering, no, I will not be going for 100% synchronization in any missions, because I've done that once before, and I'm never doing that shit again, because I'm not fucking crazy. The only thing you get for getting full synchronization in this game is an Altair skin that you can't even fucking use, because by the time you get it, you already beat the game. So there's no point, unless, you know, you want to go back and go through the entire story with an Altair costume, and even then, it's only for Connor. So all the Haytham cutscenes are gonna have no costumes.
Sir, everything all right, sir?
Yes, fine. I'm just preoccupied, that's all.
Don't forget your invitation. Master Birch will be meeting you inside.
Thank you.
Where shall I retrieve you once you're done?
Front of the Opera House. And be quick about it. Don't expect to be here long.
I'll bring her round at once.
But I actually really do like Haytham as a character. We'll be learning a lot more about him throughout these missions. And I won't spoil anything about him just yet. Because, well, if you've played the Assassin's Creed series, you already know where this go. You already know where this is going. You already know who he is and what's his deal. And plus, you can kind of guess what he is based on certain things that happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are requested to kindly find your seats.
But I love Haytham as a character. I love he has like a really charismatic thing going for him, and there are just some later cutscenes that really just make me appreciate him. And also, I just love his voice actor. I don't remember his voice actor's name, but I love this. I love this scene right here. Or no, I think it's the one after this cutscene. After we talk to this guy and after we find our seat, we're gonna get back up, and there's a scene. There's a little joke I like right here. But I won't get that. You know what I mean.
Evening, Haytham.
Reginald?
I can't tell you how happy I was to hear they'd mounted this revival. Gay's best work by far. Have you seen it before?
Once. My father brought me here as a child. Though I remember little of it. I don't suppose tonight will afford me the luxury of a proper viewing either.
No, I'm afraid it won't. On to business then. Do you see him?
He's seated in one of the boxes above.
The stairs are watched. You'll need to find another way up.
All right.
Already have.
So we got ourselves an assassination we got to perform. Let's do this. All right, this is what I was talking about. I like this one.
1,000 pardons. So sorry. My apologies.
My apologies. Sit the fuck back down. All right. So yeah, we got to start climbing, and I actually don't know what happens if you fuck up and end up falling. I'm assuming it's a desynchronization, but I've never messed this thing up. This whole thing is the tutorial. Yeah, they did a bit of a better job with the tutorial in this game. In all honesty, at least they made the tutorial a little bit more interesting. Because back in Assassin's Creed 1, it was that generic menu. It was like the generic AI voice telling you what to do. Assassin's Creed 2 did pretty good with it. And then Assassin's Creed Brotherhood did a fusion of what Assassin's Creed 2 and 1 did. And then Revelations, I think, did the same exact thing 2 did. But 3 made it into the story, at least. 3 did a really good job in terms of weaving it into its story a lot better than oh shit. Oh god, I hate this. There you go. And yep, we got lockpicking in this game, which honestly is kind of a pain in the ass in this game. I think that lockpicking in this game is kind of annoying, but we don't I don't think we do it that often. I feel like one of the actors should have heard that and like looked over to see that. I also feel like someone should have seen that. Throughout this whole thing, I said to myself throughout this whole thing, like, man, I feel like someone should have at least looked up and saw Haytham climbing, especially when he was climbing through the balconies. I know, this may sound stupid, but, there are times where I look around the room when I'm watching a movie or something like that, and, or in an auditorium, I'm not 100% focusing on the show. Sometimes I'll look around and see something, but I feel like, if I was in there, I would have seen that and be like, hey, there's a dude climbing up there.
You should have come to me. We would have found another way. Yes. But then you would have known. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. As am I.
Oh, And they managed to make that scene even creepier in the remaster. I remember when I first saw this scene, and I was like, "Yeah, Haytham's creepy." All right. All we got to do is we just got to escape. No pushing proceeds to push. So yeah, what we're doing now is we're just escaping. You know, this is actually a really easy escape because they don't even detect us. We don't have to fight anything. Get out of the way. Get out of the way, I'm Haytham. Order, like the Templar Order? You know, the guys we have to kill throughout this entire game? Oh. That guy's not even... Hold up, that guy's not even touching him. That guy's not even touching him. I'm talking about this guy I'm standing right.
It's too close in here. I must get some air.
Calm yourself. I won't let you go until you're calm.
But I won't calm down until you let me go.
Very well. If you find anyone, give a shout.
I saw that. I saw someone just disappear right in front of my fucking eyes. Come on, get out of the way, out of the way. Come on. I'm Haytham. I'm more important than you.
And how was the opera?
Rather dull, truth be told.
Shall we be off then?
Aye. To Fleet and Bride.
By your command.
By the way, Haytham left his hat. It was a sweet hat. And he left it.
Fascinating.
Sick transition, guys.
Gentlemen, I hold in my hand a key. And if this book is to be believed, it will open the doors of a storehouse built by those who came before.
Ah, yes. Those who ruled, reigned, and vanished from the world. Do we know what it is that will be held within?
It could contain certain knowledge, perhaps a weapon, or something as yet unknown, unfathomable in its construction and purpose. It could be any of these things, or none of them. They are still an enigma, these precursors.
Please don't give me PTSD. I just finished the Arkham Knight review, and I don't want to think about Riddler.
What's behind those doors shall prove a great boon to us all.
Or our enemies, should they find it first?
They won't. You've seen to that.
One thing I really do like, though, about the Haytham twist is, you know, about the Haytham twist, because, I mean, again, I will say it's pretty obvious what he is, but, they are really subtle with it. Like, they use vague language, throughout this whole thing, and they make it seem like he's one thing or another throughout this entire sequence. And then they just kind of hit you upside the head with it at the end of it.
I'm yours to command, although a job of this magnitude will require more than just myself.
Of course. Upon this paper are the names of 5 men sympathetic to our cause.
That is some very stiff paper.
Uniquely suited to aid you in your endeavor. With them at your side, you will want.
You are aware that I can't read, right? None of us here can read. You know, only like the really rich people can read in this time.
Not misplaced. We booked you passage to Boston. Your ship leaves at dawn.
It's like I can't read. None of us can read. Yep. So yeah, at the end of every mission, you'll be graded on how much synchronization you got, which is how many of the constraints did you finish. But again, as I mentioned, I will not be going for all of them because I value my sanity. Because there are some missions that drive you fucking crazy with their constraints because of just how bullshit they can come out to be. Like, a couple of them I think are luck-based. which is like, that's worse in my eyes. Oh, look at that. We're starting our Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed 4 playthrough a little early. Why am I writing on something I've already written?
Some fresh air might do me good.
Oh, yeah, I like the upper deck. So yeah, we actually got this little ship here. We can explore this ship. There's a few conversations I actually want to engage in before we do anything else. Yeah, so this little symbol right here is the optional conversations.
Good morning, Doctor.
To you as well.
A question, if I may. Do you serve aboard the ship, or are you simply taking passage?
A bit of both, actually. I've been commissioned by the Royal Navy to study maritime illness. I'll be observing the crew during the journey. We have found that sailors fare far better on the open seas than the rest of us. I hope to discover why that is.
Well, I hope you are successful in your endeavors.
And can you please stop touching his crotch?
Thank you for the kind words.
Hello there.
Moment to talk.
Ah, a fellow Londoner. Good to see I'm not the only man of means aboard. Rupert Martin, pleased to meet you.
Haytham Kenway. Pleasure.
Seems we picked an excellent time to leave the city.
Oh?
You didn't hear about the murder at the Opera House?
No. What happened?
They're still trying to sort it all out. And I suspect they'll be at it for a good long while.
Any word on the motive?
They've ruled out robbery, so perhaps it was a business arrangement gone sour. Or something more personal.
All they said was that it was a man who looked exactly like you, except he wasn't wearing a hat, so I guess it's not you. Alright. Head up to the upper deck. Where's the upper deck? Where are the stairs? I can't find the stairs. Oh, they're there. Oh, wrong stairs. I guess we're eternally stuck in the lower deck now. Never mind. Here we go.
Captain?
Mr. Kenway.
I just wanted to thank you again for taking me aboard, and apologize for any inconvenience it may have caused.
Inconvenience would be an understatement.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
My ship was held in port for 2 days that we might accommodate you. I lost several contracts as a result.
I had no idea.
Of course not. You nobles are all the same.
I wonder what happens if I jump off the ship. I'm assuming desynchronization. Yeah, I won't do it. Hey, how you doing?
Hello, sir.
Do you expect we'll have a pleasant crossing?
It is a quiet time of year, though rogue storms in troubled waters are not unheard of. But no need to fret. At worst, they'll prove an inconvenience. I'm more concerned about pirates and rogue privateers.
Have you encountered them before?
Aye. But the Providence is a strong ship, and her crew well trained. They will surely keep us safe.
Assuming the wheel stops clipping in and out of existence. Alright, let's do this.
And then all will be well. You sure about that?
Of course. Have I ever led you astray?
Nah. Though you don't sit right with the others.
Have faith, my friend.
He's just signing him up for a pyramid scheme. Oh, I'm sorry, multi-level marketing.
Deigned to grace us with his presence. You might want to head back to your quarters. Top deck's no place for tender parnells.
So I thought. And yet here you are.
Fancy yourself a joker, eh?
A Joker from Persona 5. Or perhaps from the Batman series.
Stay out of this.
Alright. Oh. Alright, so yeah, we got our tutorial for fighting here, so we gotta kick these guys' ass.
Thinks he can swagger on up here and declare himself king of the castle.
Please, fellas, call this off. If the captain
To
sees us...
hell with the captain. And to hell with you, Mills. Whose side you on anyway?
Alright. So, combat mechanics are about the same as the previous games. You know, you can parry and all that kind of stuff, and using a parry counter or a counter kill is, you know, pretty much the best method. But combat's actually pretty evolved this time around, so it's, you know, it's a lot more streamlined than what it was back in the likes of 2. God, but also Haytham is fucking brutal in this game. You know, there's other times where Haytham's a bit of a dirty fighter. I'll take that.
What's the meaning of this?
Why did the lighting change?
Explain yourself at once, Mr. Kenway.
These thought we were simply passing the time with a bit of sport, Captain.
How about you pass the time by doing your goddamn jobs instead? I wasn't aware I was paying you to loll about. A word, please, Mr. Kenway.
Oh, I nearly forgot. There's your knife back.
How nice of him. Don't damage my shit, please. Dick.
I don't care for you, Mr. Kenway. I've had nothing but trouble since you came.
And I do not care for the Godfather.
Problems have nothing to do with me.
I beg your pardon?
You're a poor leader, ill-tempered and cruel, and it's clear your crew has no respect for you.
Ooh.
Look, I don't want to argue. In fact, I need a favor.
Oh, this is rich.
I suspect some of the men intend to mutiny.
Really? What a surprise.
As I cannot trust any of them, I am compelled to turn to you.
And why should I help you?
Because if they do intend to betray, I'm the only hope you have of reaching America alive. Well, what will it be?
If what you say is true, what other choice do I have?
Thank you.
But let me be clear. Should you ever dare to insult or threaten me again, I'll not hesitate but to cut off your head myself. Are we understood? Excellent. Good day.
All right.
Mr. Kenway.
Captain?
Whatever they're up to, I believe it's coming to a head.
I'd best get to work.
You know, for being an important artifact, you are really lax on leaving it behind there, Haytham.
He's cut our rations again. Claims we're not provisioned for such luxuries.
It's not like he's done lamb and wine. You looking for another fight? That it?
Oh, I won that fight, so maybe.
Go away.
Like, I won that fight, so, I mean, I can just kick your ass again.
Quite the basting you gave Graves and Quill.
Wasn't by choice.
Aye. Blockheads, the both of them. Where are my manners? Louis Mills. Pleased to meet you.
Haytham Kenway. So, should I be watching my back?
I think the boys learned their lesson. They're normally not so nasty. Honest, it's just the past few crossings have been a bit rough.
Oh?
Captain's trying to cut costs. Reduced rations, lower wages, more dangerous cargo. It's put the crew on edge.
Is there cause for concern, then?
Not if I can help it. But the captain needs to think about the way he treats his men.
How you doing?
I ain't got nothing to say to you.
But then why was there an optional conversation prompt?
You there. I have some questions for you.
That's nice, but I ain't got time to gossip. Probably wouldn't have anything useful to share anyway. You want information? Try the cook or the doctor. Everyone's always chatting them up.
It's the cook. I want to go to the doctor. I don't think it matters which one you talk to. I think either way you just find out absolutely fucking nothing.
Doctor, if you have a moment.
Have you taken ill?
Oh, nothing like that. I was wondering if you'd heard any rumblings of trouble aboard.
What sort of trouble?
Unusual complaints or grievances? Men taking issue with the captain or
You
the
sound
passengers?
just like James. Like I told him, I've been much too busy with my research to notice anything not work-related.
And where might I find James?
The galley's your best bet. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Okay.
Are you James?
Aye.
Haytham Kenway. Pleased to meet you.
I know who you are.
I was hoping you could answer some questions.
I figured as much, but not here. Follow me. So, what do you want to know?
Have you seen or heard anything out of the ordinary since we left port? Anything that gives cause for concern?
Some of the men have been gathering at night on the upper deck. I've only caught bits of their conversations, so I couldn't say for certain what they're up to. But I suspect it bodes ill.
Is it a mutiny they're planning?
All I know is they've little love for the captain. Mills has been trying to talk him down, but there's only so much one man can do.
Thank you for the information.
I only wish to see us reach the colonies alive.
All right. That dude dead? Oh no, he's moving. I saw him. Okay.
You must expose whatever they're plotting.
Your crew's a tight-lipped bunch, but I'll see what I can do.
Well, hurry up.
Oh, that's it? Okay. I expected more. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting.
Evening, sir.
Evening.
Calm and quiet. Just the way I like it. What brings you topside?
Thought I'd wander a bit. Stretch my legs. That's all.
Take care where you tread. The deck hides all manner of danger in the dark.
What's that? Someone's throwing cargo overboard. But why?
X marks the spot. Interesting. Ah. Oh, I made it, kinda.
Quiet! Here it comes. Make like you're working.
Quite the basting you gave Graves and Quill.
Wasn't by choice.
I did this one. We gotta look for clues. Eagle Vision. Yes, Eagle Vision is back in this game. But I do believe there are. I believe it's best here. But I believe the only restriction is you can't free run with it. But you can still walk. Because remember right, back in Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood and Revelations, you couldn't run with it. I know in 1 you couldn't even fucking walk with it.
Curious. Most curious.
You know, Haytham, the smart thing to do would be to stay there for a little bit and see who comes over there. Not stay in the room, but, you know, stay around the area and watch out for somebody.
Any news?
Each night it's the same. I scout one area, and they drop the painted barrels from another. I'm going to need to recruit an extra pair of eyes. Maybe James or Mills.
Why are they doing this?
Near as I can tell, the barrels serve as markers. They're leaving a trail. My fear is it's only a matter of time before whoever's following it.
Ship sighted aft! She's making ready to fire!
Beat to quarters, men! Ready the... Brace! Everybody down! A warning shot! Seems they don't mean to sink us, but board us instead! Man the cannons! Make ready to fight! I want you below decks!
Why? Let me help you secure the ship.
Do you know how to rig a sail? To load a cannon? To wage war at sea?
I mean, his father's Edward Kenway, so, you know, you'd be surprised.
I need to have you escorted.
I'm going... meanie.
Secure the hatch!
Haytham.
Have you been topside? A ship's appeared and means to board us. It's strange. There's no sign of mutiny aboard. Doesn't make sense.
Ah, but it does.
What do you mean?
Uh-oh.
Did you think you could escape from London so easily after what you did at the opera? That we wouldn't notice? That we wouldn't
You were the
follow?
guy who farted in that seat and didn't say excuse me.
So that's what this is about.
Surrender, and I will see that you are treated with honor.
Turns out Mill was that guy that we forced to sit back down.
Honor. Give me a sword.
Are you sure this is how you want to play it?
Ooh. Thank you. Haytham is so fucking extra. Alright, so now we got another combat tutorial. This time we're learning about swords. God damn.
I told you to stay below decks.
I did as you asked. Only Mills was there waiting for me. He's the one that drew that ship here. There was no mutiny. Only him.
What do they want?
Me.
Then they can have you.
Is that so?
You'll catch us anyway. There's nothing to be done.
I can think of something.
You wish us to sail into the storm.
The storm that is approaching.
Do it.
Then I will.
All right. All right. We need those ropes secured. I told you this was
Arm
madness.
yourself. I'll fix your sail for you.
But you never answered him if you know how to rig a sail. I mean, Haytham, you don't know how to rig a sail. You're not Edward. Where's that over? I will say one thing I really love about Assassin's Creed 3 is I love its soundtrack.
Loose the sails! Haytham, you take the foremast! James, to the mainmast with you!
I really do love this game's soundtrack. What's weird is that the version that Ubisoft officially released isn't even like the full soundtrack. Like it's like a fusion. It's like a how do I word it? Oh shit. It's like they just had the main melodies of every song, because there are variations of almost every theme in the game. Like it's just the original soundtrack. It's not like the full game rip, which is which kind of sucks, because I actually really like the whole soundtrack.
Thank you.
My hat! My hat! It's gone again. It's a sweet hat. I like that hat. Oh. We did it! We survived! Damn. Day 72. What are those? Looks like fucking looks like fucking crackers or some like cookies or some shit. Haytham, stop leaving the fucking thing behind. Someone's gonna steal that shit. Priceless artifact. I'm just gonna leave it behind.
Make ready for our arrival, men.
Stand ready for my arrival, worm.
The goals tell us all we need to know. Climb into the crow's nest and you'll see.